Duncan from Rock and Roll Reviews, and I'm joined by Mikey from Snot. How's it going?
It's going really good, man.
Yeah, so you were just telling me just before we started recording, 30 days, back-to-back tour.
Yeah, we're doing 30 nights, 30 shows in 30 days. And we're on today's show 9.
Yeah. It's quite intense.
Yeah, it's intense. It's cool. It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, and then the tour, primarily, you're doing the entire album? Is it in order, or is it, just mixing it up? Or?
Well, Snot only did one record. We did that in '97, and the record was called Get Some. And, it's 18 years ago. And the record still has a life somehow. So we decided if we're going to go out and tour again, that we should just play the record in its entirety as you listen to it. So that's
fantastic! Yeah. A big fan of that album.
Oh,
that kind of came along in my formative years. And maybe inspired me to do things I probably shouldn't have, but it's all good. It's all good.
Well, yeah.
And so, I mean, the big thing obviously is, like you were saying, that the album still has a rabid cult following. I mean, when you were recording that album, could you ever imagine that?
No. I'm sorry, I'm sneezing, I've got tissue, so... when we were writing the album, we wanted to make something, we kept saying, timeless. And we didn't want to follow any trends at the time. But we had no idea it would still be important 20 years later. But at the time, we were very serious about making something special. If you listen to the record, it runs in its entirety. It's always moving somehow in some way.
It's one of those albums that you tend to find when you're listening to, like other albums, you listen to maybe one or two songs, then you skip on the next one. Whenever that album's on my iPod, it's the one that I listen to.
That's
front to back.
That's great.
Because the other thing I was going to say is, like, you guys, like, obviously there was a tragedy that happened. You guys all kind of went you all stayed in touch, but you all went your own ways and became involved with other fairly successful metal acts that toured the world and all the rest. Was it always something that was in the back of your mind that you would, revisit Snot down the line, maybe 5 years, 10 years, or whatever? Or
no. When Lynn died, we swore it off. We would never do it again. We were just devastated. We lost our brother, and we just didn't want to do it again without him. And we all went and did our own things and toured the world with other bands. And then about 6 or 7 years ago, we got an opportunity to go do it with another friend of ours, Tommy Vex. He came out. We did some touring with him. It was good. It was a lot of fun. And then we stopped. And we got that itch again just recently. So I called Carl Bensley, a really good friend of mine, to come sing. So it just comes and goes. But we're okay with it now again.
I mean, I know that you must obviously, as musicians, when you get in the room together, you start jamming other material. Can we expect something else by Snot somewhere down the line?
No, that's a good question. We talk about it. We're not sure where we're at on that yet. We don't know if Snot fans will accept it or not. With another guy singing in Lynn's place on a new album. And not that we have a legacy, because we don't have a legacy or anything like that, but we like the light that we're in with our fans, and we don't want to fuck that up.
It's understandable.
You know what I mean? And come out with some record that's, it's got to be really, really good. They're going to hold us to a high standard, And so it's risky. Although I want to write a record. I'm actually the one in the band that's pushing for it. Because I write songs every day. I'm always writing, recording. So we'll see. I'll try to push him into it. Sorry guys, I'm sick.
I kind of feel like it's Scotland's fault that you've got the cold, because everyone seems to have it at the moment. So I'm going to apologise for my nation giving me the cold. So
you don't get it.
Well, I've already had it, so if I get it again, but the tour you're doing just now, when it finishes at the end of 30 days, is it you guys going your separate ways again, back to your other musical projects, and it'll just be when, like you were saying, when you get that itch again that you kind of want to scratch? Is that when you're thinking, or have you been looking already at potential further gigs 2015, 2016?
Well, for shows, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we got these 30 shows booked, and then we just got booked onto the Hellfest.
Excellent.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And we got a couple other festivals that have been calling. I got a huge call today from a very huge band, and I'm not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say yet.
Who it is, but we might have something really big coming for July.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about it. And God, I wish I could tell you that. We'll see.
Yeah.
When it gets announced, you'll know. Oh, that's what he was.
That's
talking
what he was
about.
on about. Yeah.
And one of the shows is actually in London, the big one.
Fantastic. Excellent.
And then we're going to Australia, doing 6 shows in Australia, and after that, we'll see.
Yeah, see where it goes from there. Because you just finished it's New York, not New York tour, American tour.
US, yeah, we just did 26 shows in the US.
And you were out with He's Legend.
Yep.
Yep, they're great guys. We were speaking to them
great band.
Last year. Really, really good band.
Good dudes.
I mean, you're getting quite a good mix of support acts as well, and I think that's a testament to how Snot sounds. So many eclectic sounds on that album that you can play with punk bands, with metal bands,
absolutely.
bands with a southern groove. All those sort of things fit in quite well. I mean, when you were writing that album, does your sound come from the fact that as musicians you all have different feelings, or was it a conscious effort? Want to try and make songs sound punkier, and some songs need to have this kind of funk element.
At the time when we wrote Get Some, we were all really into all the guys in the band, different music. The band was formed and came out of Santa Barbara, California. Lagwagon came from there, No Effects, RKL, really punk scene, Southern California punk scene. And those are all our friends.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to sound like them because it was a pop punk thing happening. The movement was big, but we just kind of wanted to do our own thing. And I was a metal kid, Lynn was very much a pop punk or a punk kid, and then the other guys were pretty metal. And we were listening to, believe it or not, a lot of like James Brown.
Oh, right,
we were listening to some funk. Yeah. We're in the Infectious Grooves with Beastie Boys at the time. And a lot of that stuff kind of creeped its way into our music. If you listen to it, there's a lot of funk and stuff in there. And I don't know, our sound just came from trying to be not like what was happening. There was Korn that was happening then, Deftones. I mean, and as much as we tried to kind of keep away, you can still hear it in there. Some little bits, but that's just because of the era. But that's why I think the record is so different also, is because we consciously really try to make our own sound,
Yeah, because you were always labelled in the UK press anyway as being part of that new metal movement, which I always felt was unfair because
I hated it.
Yeah, because you didn't sound like Korn, you didn't sound like Deftones. You had like a really kind of organic sound that sounded like a bunch of guys in a room jamming music.
That's what it was supposed to be. Thank you.
Yeah, and it always surprised me with that, and I think maybe that's why your album has had a legacy out with, because that scene died pretty spectacularly, but there was only certain bands that went off to do different things. I
mean, I'm not saying anything bad, because Korn, I mean, I love that band. I think they changed music at the time, and God, they're still to this day one of the greatest bands in the last 20 years. We just didn't want to sound like that band because they were so hot. We didn't want to copy anybody. So, but then there was a lot of bands that were copying those bands, and I can't even remember one of the bands' names. You know what I mean? And that's where that came.
That's what happens. The last thing I'll ask you before I'll let you recoup, get yourself geared up before your show. The site that we write for is primarily punk rock metal reviews. We also do some movie stuff. Do you get much of a chance to check out movies? Is that something that interests you? And if so, is there anything you've seen recently you quite liked?
Let me think here. I do like movies. I mean, I'll watch them occasionally. What have I seen recently that I liked? Well, I was disappointed in the movie Fury.
Oh, the Brad Pitt one.
I was expecting that to be a little better. I'm just telling you what I like. It was pretty good. There was some good war shots in that. I don't know. I like old movies, man. I'm a Goodfellas guy.
All the Goodfellas, yeah.
So,
you can't top it.
It's really hard to. I guess Departed. That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
But anything brand new? Nothing.
No.
You?
I'm almost in the same boat as you. This year, the big one we've been talking about loads is Whiplash, which is a movie about jazz drumming.
Oh no, you know what? Our drummer just saw that and said it was good.
It's fucking brilliant, and mostly because the music's awesome. You know, it's all the kind of big band stuff that's in it anyway. But at the same time, the performance of the instructor, J.K. Simmons, who's going to win. I think it's said he's going to win that Oscar.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's going to win it for that. It's kind of like Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket, but imagine if he was teaching drums.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like that, if you know what I mean. So that's probably been the best thing I've seen this year.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
So it's worth checking out.
Right on.
But I'm looking forward to checking you guys out later on. It's been a pleasure.
Cool, man. I don't want to get you sick, but I'll do this.
Elbow bump.
I'm sick as a dog. Excuse me. This is it right here. Usually it's a bottle of Jack, maybe some pot, but right now, that's water in there.
I mean, you've got to get better. You've got, what, 21 days left to go?
Yeah.
So if you've not already got to check it and see them yet, make sure you get your ticket and go and see Snot.
Yeah, man.
Thank
you very much.
Spread them legs for me. Love though I looked your way, you start to play your games again. And now I really